Welcome to this episode of the Esports Detective Podcast Show. My name is James Williams, and today Draymond Green still hates Rudy Gobert. What are we talking about? Well, if you guys have been watching this Minnesota Timberwolves Denver Nuggets playoff series, currently as I'm recording this, the series is tied 3-3. I know from the video analytics, a lot of times people probably won't watch this video until that series is over, so we don't know what's going to happen in Game 7 at this point. But if you guys have been watching, there have been a lot of times Minnesota in their defensive strategy has been to, at times, throw different bodies at Nikola Jokic, have Karl Anthony Towns guard him at certain points, have Naz Reid guard him at certain points, have Rudy guard him at certain points. They've been kind of switching up the looks on Jokic, quite frequently in the series. Well, in Game 6, I believe this is what Draymond Green is reacting to. Karl Anthony Towns was a guy that saw a lot more looks guarding Jokic head-to-head, at least in the first half of the game. And Draymond Green called out Rudy Gobert, reigning Defensive Player of the Year, and said, hey, what are you doing? If you're the Defensive Player of the Year, you should be the one guarding Jokic head-to-head. You shouldn't let Karl Anthony Towns do it. Without any further ado, I'll play this clip, actually, from Draymond Green's show talking about this for about 50 seconds, and then I will give you guys my take on his take.
How about this? We sit here breaking down Cat having to stop Joker, who's a center, and the Defensive Player of the Year is on your team, and he is center. Very interesting how the cookie crumbles. It's like if Marcus Smart won Defensive Player of the Year back then, which he did, and then they're like, but Jalen, you got to go guard Steph. But Marcus Smart's a point guard. Marcus Smart, you won Defensive Player of the Year. You got to guard Steph, right? Like,
you can't help yourself, huh?
I love the game within the game more than anything. When I'm watching these games, I'm watching the game within the game. And I can't help but notice, like, there's a center that won Defensive Player of the Year. And we asking Cat, go guard the center.
Okay, so this is Draymond. This is hilarious. Draymond Green is in ultimate hater mode right now. Draymond Green is not stupid, but this is a stupid take. This is an absolutely stupid take. This would be something that a talking head that doesn't understand anything about the NBA basketball and NBA defense would make. That is the kind of take this is. This is kind of like, oh, you got to go ahead and you got to guard this guy one-on-one and you got to take him out, man. That's what you got to do. Guys, the NBA has changed over the last decade or so with defense. It's more of like, how are you defensively as a five-some? How does your team defense coalesce, right? That's how it's turned to. It's turned into a game of versatility. How many different positions you guard. That's kind of where you have a lot of value defensively in the NBA currently. So what the Minnesota Timberwolves are doing at times, having Karl Anthony Towns and Naz Reid at times guard Nikola Jokic while Rudy Gobert is on the floor, the defensive philosophy of that is it's actually more valuable for the defense to have Rudy Gobert play off the ball as kind of like a free safety. And if Nikola Jokic gets beats Karl Anthony Towns and is taking it to the basket, it's a lot more intimidating to have Rudy Gobert guarding the basket than it is, Karl Anthony Towns or Naz Reid. This is a strategy that teams do on defense all the time in the NBA. It is more effective to have Rudy Gobert as a rim protector. That's why he's won 4 Defensive Player of the Years, from his off-ball rim protection, not for locking up guys on the perimeter. Like, that's not what Rudy Gobert does. So, again, I'll give you another example. This is what the Milwaukee Bucks do all the time. Giannis won Defensive Player of the Year. They play him off the ball the majority of the time because it's better to have Giannis be this kind of like swarming free safety in the paint and around the basket than it is to have him, 30 feet away from the basket guarding a point guard or guarding a forward. That is what the Milwaukee Bucks, have decided. Now, the Milwaukee Bucks defense did take a dip this year, but that wasn't necessarily because of Giannis. Now, to the point where Draymond Green said, well, Marcus Smart, Defensive Player of the Year, he was guarding Steph the whole series. That is a horrible example because Steph was amazing in those NBA finals. Steph has won 4 NBA championships. That was the one NBA finals that Steph won finals MVP. I think it might have been his highest points per game scoring. He averaged, like, I had pulled up here. He had 31 points per game. He was shooting 48% from the field, 43.7 from 3-point range. He His true shooting percentage was like 63%. Steph was phenomenal in that series. And even then, Marcus Smart, his value on defense was more like he does kind of struggle on these smaller guards like Trae Young. He's better suited for kind of these bigger physical guards. That's kind of Marcus Smart's game. So, again, poor example. Now, this is where you can completely just kind of put Draymond Green in a hole here. Because Draymond Green, why is he making this point? Now, there's probably a lot of reasons. Is it one, hey, I want my podcast to get more views, and I'm going to say this kind of hot takey thing that's going to get a bunch of clicks here? Yeah, I'm sure that has part of the thing to do with it. Is it part of the thing that Draymond kind of has a thing for foreign big men? You know, he punched Nurkic, keeps getting into Twitter fights with him, keeps calling him out on his podcast. He literally strangled or chokeholded Rudy Gobert earlier this year. So he clearly doesn't like the dude. And there's probably some animosity to the fact that Rudy Gobert has won 4 Defensive Player of the Years, and Draymond Green, as you would expect any NBA player to do that thinks they're the best defensive player in the league, looks at Gobert and is like, hey, I'm a better defensive player than him. And I'm going to kind of expose him and talk about his weaknesses here, or what I perceive to be his weaknesses, even if it is completely off base here. But guys, let's use that logic, the Marcus Smart logic against him, or even the Gobert logic. You know, they played the Cleveland Cavaliers in 4 straight NBA finals, right? The Golden State Warriors did. Then they played uh, the the Raptors and then the Celtics. Guys, who was Draymond Green guarding in the 2015 to 18 NBA finals? Who was he primarily guarding? Was he guarding the best player in the world, LeBron James? Oh, no, that was Andre Iguodala. That's why Andre Iguodala won Finals MVP. It was Harrison Barnes at times. It was Kevin Durant when he was on the team. Draymond Green's guarding Kevin Love. I'm not saying I'm not pointing that out to say that Draymond Green's a bad defender, but why was he doing that? Because LeBron would run by him every single time. And Draymond Green was a lot more effective playing the Rudy Gobert position on that on that Warriors defense. That was where he was more effective. Playing the same exact role, that rim protector, that guy that has that versatility, that can, is athletic enough to still protect the paint, but then also get out to shooters. And they had that depth small ball lineup. Guys, this is an absolute garbage take here by Draymond Green. It makes absolutely no sense. It's like we just said, this isn't how NBA defense works anymore. A lot of times your off-ball defense is just as valuable as your on-ball defense. And the Minnesota Timberwolves, the reason that Cat and Naz Reid are having a lot of success against him is because Rudy Gobert is behind him protecting the rim. And that is a factor that Nikola Jokic has to calculate as he's trying to dissect this gruesome Minnesota defense. So absolutely dumb take here by Draymond Green, but maybe his takes will get better when he gets out of the league and he doesn't view these guys as like, pure head-to-head competitors, but or maybe he has some weird thing against foreign bigs, which I definitely think is part of it, but dumb take by Draymond here. So that's going to do it for this episode here today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you got to this part of the video, you're a real one. Please give me a like, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and leave a comment on what you think about Draymond Green. Why do you, I could come up with like 6 different reasons why he has this take, because I just don't think it's a smart take. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Why is Draymond Green talking about Rudy Gobert in this light? Because I do think it is stupid. So, again, thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Sports Detective Podcast Show. Again, if you're new here, maybe explore our channel. Maybe you'll find some other videos that you like. And again, please hit that subscribe button. It helps us out tremendously in the algorithm. Thanks again for watching. Talk to you later. Bye.